Welcome to this explainer. Today we're tackling a massive topic, taking school culture from those abstract ideals you see written on paper straight into lived daily experiences. If you're looking to figure out how to take an institution from just barely functioning to absolutely thriving, well, you're definitely in the right place. Let's dive in.
Let's kick things off with a pretty profound truth from management guru Peter Drucker. He said, "Culture eats strategy for breakfast." And honestly, it's so true. I mean, you can have the absolute most polished policies, the most rigorous curriculum out there, but if your culture is broken, none of it matters. Culture is that invisible force that actually cures systemic and disciplinary challenges way better than any reactive punishment ever could. It really is the secret sauce.
So here's our blueprint for today. We'll start with step 1, defining your school's DNA. Then move to step 2, establishing routines and meaningful rituals. Step 3 is all about living values every single day. And finally, step 4 will lock in the staff culture foundation.
All right, section 1, defining your school's DNA, the blueprint. You see, every culture architect really has to start by clearly defining the school's core identity. If you skip this part, you just end up with a bunch of confusing jargon that absolutely no one actually follows. And it all begins with your vision. Think of this as your dream. It's the future you're actively building toward, and it answers one massive fundamental question. What do we want to become? This statement needs to be super aspirational. You're typically looking, say, 5 to 10 years down the road. It's the ultimate destination on your map.
But, just having a destination isn't enough, right? You actually need a vehicle to get there. And that vehicle is your mission. This is your daily action. It's exactly what you do to reach that big vision. Answering the question, what do we do and why? Your mission has to be highly energetic, and it's focused entirely on the present day. It's the engine that's actually driving you forward right now.
People constantly get vision and mission mixed up, but separating them is absolutely crucial. Just look at it this way. Vision is the future. Mission is the present. Vision is aspirational. Mission is energetic. When these two things logically align, they completely anchor your school's culture. They make sure everyone in the building knows exactly where they're going, and more importantly, what they need to do today to get there.
Moving right along to section 2, routines and meaningful rituals, the structural framework.
Now, this is where we zoom in on how leadership deliberately designs the daily flow of school life. And the crucial first step here is understanding the difference between a routine and a ritual. So routines are your practical, functional actions. They create that essential structure and efficiency. Things like lining up for class. Rituals, on the other hand, are the meaningful, symbolic actions. They carry emotional weight and build identity and shared purpose. Like a weekly values assembly, for instance. A great school absolutely needs both of these to function smoothly and to actually feel like a true community.
The real bedrock of a calm school day relies on having essential, non-negotiable daily routines. We're talking about things like a morning gate check, where staff are actually greeting learners by name, snappy 10-minute assemblies, really tight 5-minute lesson transitions, visible break supervision, and a quick end-of-day reflection. The data on this is wild. Consistent routines just like these can reduce discipline problems by up to 60%, literally just by establishing predictable order.
Okay, so let's look at how that structure builds into a highly meaningful ritual, using a weekly STAR learner framework as an example. Step 1, a teacher nominates a learner specifically based on effort or character. Step 2, the admin team prepares a simple certificate. Step 3, the principal presents it publicly with a firm handshake. This whole thing takes maybe 3 minutes, tops, but it completely shifts the entire school's focus towards celebrating resilience and character in a super visible way. It's a total game changer. All right, section 3, living values every day, decorating the interior. So we've built the framework. Now it's time to decorate the interior, so to speak. This is the micro level, right inside the classroom, where values actually have to be woven into daily teaching. We can't just leave them as dusty posters on a wall. Here we have the top core values that anchor a positive classroom environment. Things like respect, responsibility, honesty, and perseverance. But I really want to draw your attention to Ubuntu near the bottom of this list. Ubuntu is this incredibly profound philosophy from Southern Africa, and it translates roughly to I am because we are. It teaches learners that their actions impact everyone else, and that the classroom community's strength lies in its togetherness. I mean, just imagine a classroom where every single learner truly lived out that concept.
But how do you actually teach something like that on a Tuesday morning? Well, you can use this highly actionable 5-step value of the week system that literally takes just minutes a day. On Monday, you introduce the value. Tuesday, you share a quick related story. Wednesday, you do a practical activity.
Thursday, you purposefully catch and praise learners putting that value into action. And Friday, you just reflect as a class. It's a fantastic, rhythmic way to embed character without losing precious academic time.
Let's bring Wednesday's practical activity to life with a really specific example from our sources, the 5-Day Kindness Challenge. It works like this. Each learner secretly chooses a classmate and has to show intentional kindness to them all week long without getting caught, and then they finally reveal their partner on Friday. It is such a brilliant little exercise. It perfectly illustrates how small, intentional acts can completely shift the lived experience and emotional climate of an entire classroom.
Which brings us to Section 4, the Staff Culture Foundation, securing the base.
We have to face a really hard truth here. You simply cannot build a positive learner culture on top of a toxic or negative staff culture. It just won't work. So, to secure that base, leadership shouldn't just hand down rules from on high. Instead, you walk through these steps to build a staff culture charter together as a team. Step 1 is individual reflection on team needs. Step 2, share and cluster those themes. Step 3, vote on the top norms. Step 4, draft specific we will commitments. And Step 5, everyone actually signs it. This totally transforms a top-down policy into a living, breathing agreement that everyone actually owns.
And you know, the single most important ingredient in that staff charter? Psychological safety. This means creating a genuine space where team members feel safe to speak up, to take risks, and to admit mistakes without any fear of ridicule or punishment. It is the absolute cornerstone of a healthy team, because when staff feel safe, they prioritize clarity, they give constructive feedback, and they collaborate effectively. And that health, it naturally bleeds right into how they treat the learners.
Well, we've reached our final slide, and I really want to leave you with this direct, somewhat provocative thought straight from our sources. Culture is not what you plan, it is what you do. Think about that. Every time a teacher greets a learner by name, that is culture. Every time an assembly ends on time, that is culture. Every single time a staff member is appreciated, that is culture. It's not dramatic, it is daily. So the question I have for you is this. What small, actionable step are you going to take to architect your school's culture today? Start small, but definitely start today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer.